The first module for this week is using extrinsic motivators effectively. Up until this week, we've been discussing primarily intrinsic motivation and motivators. This week, we'll be discussing extrinsic motivators. When most people off the street talk about motivating someone, they're thinking primarily in terms of extrinsic motivation, rewards, competition, punishment, and praise. Of course, you all are now well aware that there's two types of motivation, and that if our students are intrinsically motivated, that's about 80% of the battle for getting them engaged in learning. But, and this is a big one, we all know that there are times when extrinsic motivation is needed to get a student moving in the right direction. This week we're exploring effective ways to use extrinsic motivators. One of the articles posted is one that I wrote with the diva of intrinsic motivation research in the library field, Ruth Small. Now, she consented to write it with me and let me be the lead author. It was a marvelous experience, and I did it primarily so that I could learn from her. I think it has something to say to both librarians and teachers. The other article is by Carol Dweck. You may have heard of her. Now, she has lots to say about praise and other positive extrinsic motivation. If you're interested in more reading, she has a terrific book out, Mindset. It is a great read for both parents and educators. The second module this week is related to the first. It is motivating reluctant learners. My brother Jerry is a principal of an alternative school in Enid, Oklahoma. Now, talk about reluctant learners. He has all kinds of students who have been busted for drugs, have dropped out of school because of becoming parents, or there are those who are not necessarily troublemakers, but have totally disengaged from the educational system because no one at home cares or even notices where they are. Now, these kids are given their last chance at my brother's school, and he's been successful. His school was honored a few years ago for graduating the highest percentage of their students in an alternative school in Oklahoma. Now, Jerry and I have been talking for years about motivation, and his mantra is, relationships have the strongest influence on his students' achievement than any other factor, by far. Every year, Jerry does a tribute to his graduating seniors. Take a peek at the video below for a glimpse into how he builds relationships with his students. Have a great week.